You know what? I liked doing it, and I will bring it back. I will bring it back.
Okay, you heard it here first.
I know. Thanks.
Fresh Beat Fridays is coming back, baby, and you know what? I'm gonna need y'all to engage. I'm gonna need y'all to listen to the beats. I'm gonna need y'all to comment and share these beats. I'm gonna need y'all to even write to these beats. He's giving it. It's a beat.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
What up, world, and welcome back to another episode of the Hot Seat Podcast. I'm your host, Trees Trims, and in the building today, we got a very, very special guest, man. This brother's a DJ. He's a producer, a sound engineer. You might have seen him working alongside of people like DJKwik.
My guy.
You might have seen him working alongside people like Jeezy. You know what I'm saying? E40, right. Bum B, Tech 9. And then if I'm gonna step away from just the artist, man, because you might have seen him working for Netflix. You might have seen him do some things for Netflix, CNBC, even Google, man. Without further ado, we got Oceanside's very own DJrek in the building.
I appreciate you.
Welcome to the hot seat,
man. That was hard.
Coming.
That was hard, man. That was
sir.
Like
I worked on that.
I could tell that was grand.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. So are you, man, and that's why I had to make sure I got it right. Man.
That's what's up, man. I appreciate
man.
You.
Welcome to the hot seat. It's the Hot Seat Podcast, and the first question I ask all my guests is, "Who are you, man?" So give us a little bit about your background.
Well, I'm DJrek. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Oceanside's very own, basically.
Yes, sir.
You know
yes, sir.
Born and raised, you know what I'm saying? Producer, DJ, sound engineer, you know, been doing it since I was 12 years old, you know what I'm saying? And your boy is pushing that 40 line, so I've been doing it for like 30 some years,
wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Just been grinding and getting it in,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's dope. Okay, so you said you started at 12, so I gotta ask you, what did you come across? What did you see? What did you hear that was like, oh, I'm doing that? Because a lot of people are 30, 40 years old, they still don't know what they want to do with their life. So what was it for you that kind of attracted you to the music industry? Well,
like, I've always been really interested in music or whatever. Like, you know, I can remember in the second grade beatboxing for Fast Lane, you know what I'm saying, for my boy Fast Lane.
Okay.
So I've always been like really into it, but one of the things that got me like to really get involved in doing music like seriously was when I was like, I was in the 7th grade. I don't know if you know Too Tall. You know Tall? Yeah, Tall from 4th Waiver.
Yeah.
So, Tall used to be my neighbor. He used to live across the street from me, right?
Yeah.
So at the time he was like, you know, the main DJ, you know what I'm saying, around in the neighborhood that was DJing everybody's functions and shit.
Yeah.
So I used to go over to his house because I knew him from before we moved to Mid Valley area.
Okay.
So one day I just go over there to his house and we're just like sitting around chilling and he had his turntable sitting there. So I'm like, yo, do you mind if I mess around on it? He was like, yeah, go ahead. So I started just getting on the turntable, scratching. It sounded horrible, right?
Of course, but still, you was having a blast.
I was having a blast, bro. I got on turntables, messed around, made some terrible sounds, and was just like, yo, this is ill. You know what I'm saying? Word. So I remember going home that night and telling my mom, like, look, for birthdays, Christmas, whenever you can whenever you're trying to give me any kind of gift, I want nothing but music equipment.
Oh, wow.
I said it that day.
Wow.
And then like, so she was like, oh, okay, cool. So then, you know, like Christmas come or whatever, she got me like one turntable and a mixer, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
it was like the cheapest stuff too, because we ain't had no money like
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? So but I started DJing parties in junior high. I had like
using that equipment,
dog. I had one turntable, a mixer, a tape deck, and a CD player. And I had like, you know, some big 15-inch woofers, speakers or whatever from my, that I already had in my room, and like a amp. And I started DJing kids' parties for $50 in junior high. I was playing one tape, a CD, a record, tape, CD, record, just to keep the music going.
Oh my God. Yeah, because I was about to say, it's kind of hard to DJ with a cassette. You gotta just let that thing ride.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
you said, I got this tape
I was trying to get it in.
Man, that's crazy, man. So, high school, you already turned this into a business early. I gotta figure this out.
Yeah.
Now was means to get more equipment.
Facts.
And stuff like that.
Yeah, by the time I got in high school, I was already like really like in it, you know what I'm saying? I was already making beats for cats. At first, I had like the little, you know, I had like a little cheap Yamaha keyboard or whatever that had like some sampling pads on it.
Right.
And so I was making beats on that. But once I got into high school, at Oceanside High, they had commercial music. They had a commercial music class.
Shout out to Oceanside High.
Facts, yeah. Shout out to Oceanside. Mr. Phelps. So in that class, they had these Yamaha QY10 little mini controllers or whatever, right? They had like a ton of sounds in it, real 808s and real drum sounds and all that stuff or whatever. And it had a keyboard that you sit the QY10 in to like, that had like real size keys. Okay. So because I was already making beats before I got to high school, like I was in that class, like I was an A student.
You knew what you were looking at.
I already knew what I was doing.
Yeah.
And so the teacher was so cool. I mean, Mr. Phelps was so cool. He used to let me take mine home. You know what I'm saying?
He's like, go ahead and cook something up tonight.
You know what I'm saying? I was over there making all kinds of beats at the house. I started selling beats to artists or whatever right then in ninth grade. I was really pushing it. Then, I just had access to that music lab 24/7. I remember Mr. Phelps used to let me come in on Saturdays, like when nobody else was at the whole school.
Nobody wanted to be at the whole school.
I would be able to go down there on Saturdays
and cook something up.
Go in there and record cats and making beats and stuff inside the music lab. Wow. And I used to charge cats to work with me during lunchtime at school.
See, man.
So I was like already on trying to get some bread, trying to really turn this into a business.
That's an entrepreneurial spirit right there, man. Yeah. That's one thing that we definitely want to put a spotlight on at this podcast. So I think that's incredible, man. As far as like, would you say that you have a sound? Would you say like, because you know like certain producers, you hear this and you're like, oh, I know that's him, or I know that's it. Would you say that, is that putting yourself in a box, or do you say it's good to have a signature sound, but still be versatile and work in different areas?
Well, you got to be versatile, because otherwise, like,
nobody's gonna work.
I mean, you limit the amount of money you can make if you just make one particular sound, unless everybody goes to you for that one thing that you do. You know what I'm saying? But almost every producer is gonna have like a signature sound if you actually are playing your music. You know what I'm saying? Nowadays there's like, software or whatever, like, there's websites like Splice and different websites where you can have like samples and put it in there or whatever and make beats out of that. So that kind of like clouds it up a little bit, because, anybody can take the same sample and you're kind of gonna make almost the same kind of beat unless you're trying to think outside the box and flip it different.
Right.
But if you're actually playing your music, you're gonna have a signature sound, because everybody kind of plays in certain chords or whatever that are their favorite chord progressions to play in, or your scales to play in.
Things that they were inspired by, and that's kind of
exactly. Like I know already, like I have certain chords I play in every beat almost. But I just will transpose it to a different key, what I'm saying? Certain sounds I use all the time because those are my
It's almost like having a bass to start with.
Exactly.
Right.
So I'm sure people that buy my beats on a regular basis know for a fact that's a rec beat. You know what I'm saying? Just off of hearing it, just because I do some of the same stuff, no matter if I'm working on a pop beat or, some hip hop stuff or some boom bap type drums or whatever it is.
So you said, I know you said you were inspired by locally Too Tall.
Yeah.
That's who got you, who would you say were some of those other DJs out there, like as you started to progress that were people that you were like, oh man, I'm inspired by this guy or motivated by this guy?
Of course, right off the rip, it was Dr. Dre, you know?
Yeah, you can't, I wasn't even gonna throw that at you because it's like so obvious, like every producer, every engineer, anybody that does music can respect Dre.
Bro, every single beat I did back in the day, right, had a whistle in it. You know what I'm saying? I was super West Coast. I didn't even make no kind of like East Coast sounding beats, no nothing until like later on. Like I think I might have been a senior in high school or something when I first started trying to make that kind of music.
Wow.
And that's only because I was working with some cats like Kevin and Kevin Colder or whatever.
And he had that vibe.
They were from Philly. Him and his brother Kareem was from Philly. Okay. So I was like trying to make beats that felt like what they might rap to because I thought they were so dope. You know what I'm saying? Right. So like before that, I was not even trying to make any of that. I was everything was super West Coast.
That's all we need.
You know what I'm saying? I was wearing khakis every day and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's what's up, man.
But yeah. So like Dre. And then, of course, Kwik, been one of my inspirations since forever. Premier. I like really spread it around. Once I started really getting into like, really listening to the aesthetics of all these other genres of hip hop, you know what I'm saying? That's what made me want to like try to make those sounds or whatever. So I would mimic it until I created my own sound out of it.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. That sounds like how it goes for everybody, though, man. You gotta kind of like fake it till you make it. You're like, I'm gonna just put this. I'm not gonna act like I'm a specialist in this area, but I'm gonna see what I can get away with, and then you kind of build off of it. People gonna tell you like, I like this or I don't like that, or keep this or get rid of that.
Look, bro, when the very first beats I ever made that were like Southern type beats that had bounce or whatever. All of those beats were listening to like 666 Mafia and like Screw Tapes and all that kind of stuff. And it was because
666 Mafia had that thing going too.
Yeah, like two of my dudes that were from Memphis, my boy Low Key, I started listening to that kind of music because I was working with them. Southbound Players back in the day, him and T-Fi. And I
feel like I might know Low Key.
Probably so. Like
light-skinned Low Key?
No. He dark skin. He go by Tennessee now or whatnot.
Oh yeah. I don't know Tennessee.
Yeah. He hard though. But yeah. So they I started listening to a bunch of Memphis music and stuff like that, trying to try to figure out how they really make their music, what it really feels like, and all that kind of stuff or whatever. So everything I made at first sounded like that until I started like integrating my own style into. You know what I'm saying? The same kind of drum patterns and the same kind of 808s and stuff like that.
So it just turns into like that's like a hybrid beat to me because it's like you gear towards a West Coast kind of sound.
Facts.
But then you go step over into this area, but then you can still twinkle, twist just a little bit of this, sprinkle a little bit of that in there still. I like that, man. I really like that, man. So. All right, describe to me, because this is one thing that I'll always be curious about, man.
For sure.
And I've been in the studio with people before, and I think everybody's sessions are different. I've seen somebody come in and they're like, I want the lighting to be this way. I want these snacks. I want, this how I want it to be.
Facts.
I've actually seen this personally in the studio. So I want you to describe to me what's a session with Rek like, man? I
mean, it's a vibe. You know what I'm saying? It's a vibe. Okay. A lot of times I'll be drinking champagne in the studio.
Okay.
That's like my drink of choice, pretty much.
Okay, so we're gonna have some Clico on ice for you next time.
It's all good.
We had a couple IPAs today, but
it's all good.
Yeah.
Win in Rome and whatnot.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But yeah, I mean, like, I feed off the energy of the artist. You know what I'm saying? Like, I try to, listen first to what the canvas is. You know what I'm saying? Like, I be, I'll sit and just pay attention to exactly what the person's flow is, what their intentions on their flow is, what their intentions on how their song is supposed to sound. And then from that, I can say, okay, cool. I know how I can enhance it. I know exactly where they're trying to go. Now let me figure out how to, do my thing to make it sound the best it could possibly sound in that arena. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm always encouraging in the session. One of the things I've learned with all these years of engineering or whatever too is depending on the attitude of the artist, you have to like stroke their ego a little bit as you're giving them criticism. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're in a
like
session
Erykah
with somebody,
Badu said, she's sensitive about her shit.
Facts.
So when you put this is your baby, you know what I mean? And not saying it's perfect all the time, but when you have to hear that from someone else, it can rub them the wrong way. Especially depending on what status or level they're on.
Exactly. So I mean, depending on how I feel that the artist is, well, I mean, I'm at the point now where I don't work with people if I don't like them.
Right, as you should.
Yeah, so,
you get to do right.
Yeah.
Because as a barber, I fire people too now.
Yeah.
I'm not dealing with this. You're fired, not me. You.
I was gonna line you up,
but I'm not. You're fired. All right.
What I'm saying? So I literally I have to like a person's vibe ahead of time before I even book a session with them, before I even let them come to the studio and be in my personal space.
So off top, it's off energy. It's energy first.
Energy is first, period, at our studio. At the SoundLounge, it's energy first.
Okay.
We don't even let people, like nobody could just book a session without us looking over who they are.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that's
we
one of the
do a
reasons
certain consultation.
We do consultations first with everybody. If people DM us, you know what I'm saying, about like, yo, what's the hourly and da-da-da-da-da. Before we even respond with what the rate is, we go and look at their Instagram page and scroll through their stuff.
Who am I talking to?
Yeah, let me see if this nigga is wilding out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I done been shot and all kinds of stuff. I'm not trying to even be in those situations where I'm going to be around
anybody. I don't even want to make beats for people that's going to be sliding on the ops next week.
You know what I'm saying? I don't want none of your personal beef to get brought over here to this facility. You know what I'm saying?
All money ain't good money. That's a perfect example of it.
So every last one of the people that come through and work at the SoundLounge and work with me are all good vibes.
Dope.
Everybody's energy is dope, and we after that part is taken care of, then
now we can create.
Yeah, now we can
create. I love it, man. That's dope. One thing that I've been paying attention to on your page, man, is the Monster Mondays thing, and I think that's a cool vibe too. Now that I'm trying to be in this whole content creating arena, as you just used that word, I realized now, for one, it takes a lot of work to be in this.
Very much so.
Avenue of work. Like, it takes a lot of work. It takes a team.
Yep.
It takes some discipline, consistency, and so I got a great amount of respect for anybody that I feel like I see doing anything in that realm.
Yeah.
And so for the Monster Mondays, just recently I've been kind of really tapping in, like, oh snap, like I'm seeing like these dope conversations with these creative people that I never even would see being all together.
Yeah.
So to speak, you know what I mean? So talk to us about Monster Mondays, how it got started, what it's like, describe to the viewers that haven't seen it, what y'all are doing over there.
Okay, so first off, Monster Mondays is basically a brand that started from rock. So Rockness Monster from Helter Skelter.
Yeah.
The classic boot camp click.
Come on, man.
Like, that's been my guy for a number of years, you know what I'm saying? And when he decided to do a podcast or a radio show, he tapped in and was like, yo, Rek, you want to be involved or whatever? Like, he just hit me up and asked me to be the DJ on the show. And of course, you know what I'm saying, I'm with it, you know what I'm saying, because it's my dude. And so then we got Starang Wonder, you know what I'm saying, from OGC,
right?
Original Gun Clappers to
like
to
what? I'm looking at this whole. I'm like, what?
Yeah, it's dope, man. It's dope. It's such a dope vibe, whatever, to rock with these cats too, because like, you know, of course they've known each other since they was kids.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I've known Rock for like, I don't even know, maybe 15 years. Yeah, probably a little bit over 15 years.
Wow.
And Rock, literally back in the day, Rock and Starang were both some of my favorite rappers. You know what I'm saying? Back in the literally, I told this, you know, behind closed doors or whatever to Rock before or whatever, but literally my name is Rek because I like.
It couldn't be Rock.
No, I'm dead serious. Like I used to be that big a fan of Helter Skelter or whatever that I liked Rock and Ruck or whatever, and so my name originally was DJrek, which means like leader and controller of all and all that kind of stuff. Whatever. So I tore off my name and just made it Rek, DJrek, because I liked how their names sounded.
Wow.
Yeah. I never told that to in a public forum ever.
You heard it here on the Hot Seat Podcast, all right? I just want to let y'all know all the cameras, man. So you know we dropping real good content here, and it's never been heard before. Man, nah, I'm just playing.
And like one of the other things too that makes it so ill is like these are two dudes that are like, you know, super East Coast cats.
Right.
I'm
and
like the West Coast. I'm the super West Coast perspective. You know what I'm saying? And these two dudes argue like brothers, and I'm the cat that like is the calm medium.
You the happy medium.
You know what I'm saying?
Between the two.
In the show, you know what I'm saying?
That's crazy.
And we be having some really dope guests. We got a chance to interview Pete Rock, Rockweiler, so many people.
I just seen the Razzcast lookalike joint.
You know what the wild thing about that is? I was hearing that I look like Razzcast like damn near since forever, like since high school. You know,
I'm not trying to do it. I'm not.
My boy Cilio Skills is the first person to tell me that, and so like literally, I've always heard that, right? I just met him like a week before we actually ended up doing the show. Just sporadically, I was doing a show in San Diego for my birthday. Like we were celebrating my birthday. And he was one of the artists performing on the show, and then I was backstage, of course, got a chance to chop it up with him, and then I told him like, yeah, we interviewing you next week on the show. You know what I'm saying?
That's weird. Hey, God works in mysterious ways, though, man. He really does, man. That's insane. So Monster Mondays, man, that's super dope. I really enjoy it. Let's talk about Fresh Beat Fridays, man.
Ha!
I mean, you know, like, I ain't gonna lie. I like Fresh Beat Fridays.
Yeah.
And I need the Fresh Beat Fridays to come back.
I know. You know what? I liked doing it, and I will bring it back. I will bring it back.
Okay. You heard it here first.
I know. Thanks.
Fresh Beat Fridays is coming back, baby. And you know what? I'm gonna need y'all to engage. I'm gonna need y'all to listen to the beats.
You know
I'm gonna need y'all to comment and share these beats. I'm gonna need y'all to even write to these beats. He's giving it's a beat.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Write a little 16, loop it. You know how to do it, and then come to the brother with some concrete lyrics. Am I coming up with something right now?
Yeah, I'm gonna do Fresh Beat Fridays. I'm gonna put it on TikTok.
There we go. We need some hot 16s to go with it.
Joints on TikTok.
To make up some dances.
You know what I'm
we
saying?
need all of that.
If people do their little 16.
I don't know why I immediately did this, but that's what when you go on TikTok, somebody's doing it right now. It ain't black. It ain't even black.
Comedy.
All right, we're going too far. All right. I like my white listeners too, so we ain't gonna do that. Hey man, you know what? There's a show that I watched, and it's probably on its 100th season by now. All right? I like this show because I really respect what this brother was doing with the show, and that's Wildin' Out.
Facts.
Okay? Now, Nick Cannon was finding talent straight off the internet.
Yeah.
And putting them directly on TV.
I know, that's ill.
In an improv space where they're making up songs, they're making up jokes, they're clowning the crowd, they doing all this stuff, which to me bred a whole lot of superstars in a short amount of time, right? All right. Now I want to shout out people like DC Young Fly, Carlos Miller. I'll say Carlos Miller first because I really admire him just because he came from Mississippi to Sticks. I don't even know how he's figuring out half of this stuff because he has to be doing a lot of hard work to be up to speed where he's at right now. So I salute him. DC Young Fly, Chico Beans. He from kind of like, I spent some time in Virginia. So he out there in DC. Big salute to him. Even Clayton. Like all these dudes have launched these beautiful careers and it kind of, a lot of it started with Wildin' Out.
Yeah.
How was your experience, man? You was on Wildin' Out. What was that all about?
Well, look,
they got a DJ over there. What? Was that weird?
Look, no. DJrek is the homie.
Okay.
Yeah. That is my guy. Okay. I've done a lot of work at, I've been to Wildin' Out a bunch of times.
That's what I'm saying. So how was that experience?
Oh, it's bananas. Like, it's an actual party. You know what I'm saying? Like, I remember one of the times I went there, Trina was performing backstage. Like, this is like outside of the show. The show had already been taping or whatever. It was like a lunch break or something. And we all went backstage or whatever. And Trina was performing backstage and Nick was DJing. And everybody was just partying backstage while the audience is still out there just chilling. You know what I'm saying?
But they in there turned up too, right? Or
I mean, of course, they got music playing out there. But they ain't turned up like everybody else in the back.
It was like that club on Soul Plane where nobody knew about it. They just came in there like, we got a club on the plane, right?
Yeah, I actually didn't even know that Nick DJ'd to the level he did until going.
You just telling me something new because I never knew he DJ'd.
He's bananas.
I was today years old when I knew that he DJ'd.
Yeah, no, he's bananas. He's a really, really
multi-talented,
super multi-talented cat. Like I've known him a little bit like throughout the years or whatever. I just got to really know him more through the last few years or whatever. But like when our studio was in Santee, it was literally right down the block from their studio, and we used to be over there all the time.
He's from Dago, like,
exactly. And my boy Trey Boogie is his like music supervisor, like the cat that really does a lot of the work for him or whatever. Like anything that goes through Incredible, pretty much Trey be the one that be handling a lot of that stuff. And that's been my homie since, early 2000s or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Like we all worked in the same studio together, like coming up. And so like all the stuff I've done over there with Nick, like, songs on his albums and like, work, because I was working at Nick Cannon's studio 24/7. Whenever I go to LA, I would always stop through there. Okay. You know what I'm saying? And do work with Trey or work with different artists or whatever at that studio. Man. Yeah. So, he's very, very talented. Actually produces, writes, raps, acts, of course. You know what I'm saying? Does a bunch of stuff that people don't even really understand how dope he actually is because they be looking at the,
They look at the surface level stuff. Exactly. But you got to realize this brother started with Nickelodeon. I remember I followed Nick Cannon since Nickelodeon. Anybody that can stay relevant since then all the way up until now deserves a little amount of respect. Just a little.
But I mean, he's a very, very smart, business savvy cat, period.
Obviously.
Like I've had like all kinds of conversations with him at the studio, and it's just like, he's a really, really smart dude.
So what's that like, running into some of people that, growing up, that you've admired and like, you really appreciate or you've learned you've learned from them or they motivate you, I mean, even if it's from afar. And then next thing you know, you're in a room with this person and you're working with them and they're looking at you how you looked at them. Yeah. They look at you like, wow, you're so talented. I love what you do. I love you. So, like, How did that work? Because you're so humble still, bro. I see you at Stater Brothers grocery shopping. We had to get, we doing regular stuff still. Yeah. But then there's other times where you're actually in these rooms with these people, and it's like, where does that, like, how hard is it to balance that? What is it for you?
Man, really,
because you've been doing it so long.
Yeah, I've been doing it for such a long time. Like the thing is, it's just. You gotta kind of be in the right kind of mentality to even be in certain rooms with cats. You know what I'm saying? Like literally, like me and Kwik are actual friends now or whatever, of course. But I remember like when I first started really being around him, I never asked him to work with him ever. You know what I'm saying? And I was around him for like 8 years. Being in the studio where he'd be like, oh, what up, Rek? You know what I'm saying? Like when I would come in or whatever, like, oh, yeah, you can come up in here. I'm going to just finish up real quick. I'd be like, no, I'm just chilling, bro. Like, just knew him. You know what I'm saying? And he would just come into the room every now and then, peek his head in and be like, yo, that's dope. You know what I'm saying? It would just be regular stuff like that. Because him and my guy G1, which is like really like one of my close homies.
G1?
Yeah.
We was at the Halloween party with G1 this year.
Oh,
no,
G1 you talking about? No,
I thought about G1 from Moses side.
Oh, yeah. No, that's the homie too, though. That's the homie too, though.
I'm about to say, I know G1 now. I know him now. Yeah, okay.
You know, this G1 has been like one of DJKwik's partners since the beginning. Like, he helped them produce Tonight.
The G1.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But
I gotta remember when I'm talking to you.
Oh no, it's all good, So I started working with G such a long time ago that I would always be around Kwik every time he get a new studio or whatever. Every now and then Kwik would just come in and just start working in the lab too. So I would always know him for, like, I met Problem before anybody even knew who Problem was either. Man. Because Kwik introduced me to him in the studio one day. He like opens up the doors like, hey Rek, come here real quick. I want you to meet my artist or whatever. I'm like, all right, for sure. I go in there or whatever and this Problem, and then he played me one of the records that he had, and I was like, yo, this dude is ridiculous. He about to be like out of here. You know what I'm saying? You get
to see that. That's the crazy thing.
So like literally, you know what I'm saying? It's all about just being a dope person before being a dope producer or being a dope,
goes back to energy, like you said.
You just gotta be cool. If I was to ever give anybody advice on when they meet niggas, like how to act, it would be just be cool. Don't try to show niggas your beats right off bat. Don't try to you know what I'm saying? Like, hey man, I got these tracks, dog. You know what I'm saying?
That's the best way to scare somebody off.
Immediately. You know what I'm saying? You be annoying, you'll never be able to be in the room again.
When
you know
you get around somebody, man, act like you've been there before.
Act like you've been there before. Act like, you know what I'm saying? Like you're used to, being in that room. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then eventually, you being dope in that space will get you called upon. You know what I'm saying?
You got in that room for a reason, and that's what I always think.
You know
like just think about that. You got in the room for a reason. And you ain't supposed to be the loudest person in that room.
Never.
You need to be the quietest.
Look,
for now.
I'm chilling. Hey, bro, I'll be chilling.
You let stuff come to you.
I let stuff come to me.
You around DJKwik for 8 years and then never asked him to do nothing.
Never. And then until he called me and said, hey, Rek, I want to see if you could slide up and work on this and this and this with me. You know what I'm saying?
How did that feel?
Oh, it was ridiculous. You know,
he's like, I've been waiting to hear this. I know,
right? You got it.
I'm on my way. I'm outside, matter of fact. That's dope, man. Yeah, you know what, man? I salute you for that, man. That's leg work right there. Man, because I think it's time for us to go to my favorite part of one of my favorite parts of the show, and we call that rapid fire, man.
All right.
I'm gonna ask you. I'm gonna give you 2 options. You gotta pick one or the other, man.
Okay, for sure.
And I ain't trying to start no problems. No, I'm just joking. These should be pretty cool questions geared towards your profession.
All
right. Timbo or Pharrell?
Damn. Hold on. Timbo or Pharrell?
And it doesn't. It could be for whatever reason. It's not have to be geared towards, I think he makes better beats than him. It could be like, I like his vibe more.
Both of them are ridiculous, but I'm gonna go with Timbo because I like his drums knock harder.
Okay, cool. Cool. Thank you. I needed to hear that from a real producer, a sound engineer.
Right.
Okay. This next one. Kwik or Rick Rock?
I'm gonna have to go with Kwik because I know him better.
Right.
I know Rick Rock too.
But you got, yeah.
But yeah.
I thought when I wrote that down, I was like, you know what, this is kind of might be a little tough, right?
And they completely different kinds of sounds.
They are. We got.
And actually,
that's why I thought it was a good. But see, I would put them. I'm not gonna say they're on the same level, but I really feel like the influence that they both had, him in the Bay and him in, I think it's equal.
Yeah.
Kinda. And that's why Timbo Pharrell, they both from Virginia. All right, I don't have no Dr. Dre questions.
They're completely two different types of producers too.
Right. Okay. So describe that. Describe that.
So Kwik is more of a like a Diddy or a Dr. Dre type of producer. Okay. Right.
Okay.
He could play certain stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like he could definitely do drum programming. He could definitely play keys. He could play guitar. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? But he normally doesn't play all that stuff himself. You know what I'm saying?
He orchestrates. He gets the right people.
Exactly. He'll do the basis of whatever it's supposed to be, and then he'll like, okay, cool. Hey, Dave Foreman, could you slide through and play this? Play these guitars. Hey, you know what I'm saying? Like that. Yeah. He'll just have everybody come through. Then he'll tell them like, okay, now play it like this. Oh no, change it, play it like this or whatever in this key. Right. He'll like orchestrate the stuff to make it feel the way he does. Right. And one of the things too that's really crazy about the way he does his production, it never, like if you listen to his music, there's no area of the beat where the music actually loops. He has people play the guitar parts, play the piano parts,
all the way through,
bass parts, all the way through from beginning to end. You know what I'm saying? In the beats or whatever, and then he'll go through and like make his adjustments all in Pro Tools and all that stuff. Rick Rock, on the other hand, is a cat that like he plays every single part of the beat. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like synthesizers, drum machines, all that stuff. Like he's just, that's him. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm sure he could do the exact same thing, like orchestrate having people come through.
Of course, but the fact that he does it himself.
But he just does a lot of stuff himself or whatever, and he has a specific type of sound that, you know, like damn near nobody's gonna sound like a Rick Rock beat. Right. You know what I'm saying?
And that's what makes him incredible to me. Yeah. And I'm not saying putting him over DJKwik or the other way around, but that's what I appreciate most about him. Because he is playing most of those instruments. And nobody can recreate that sound. Basically how Rick Rock and DJKwik have two different styles. And I think, I mean, obviously that's where you want to kind of transition your...
Yeah, to have a team.
Some people are like that though. Like that just want to have total control. They want to be able to be, you know, touch every piece of the project. But that does have to be a little tiresome after a while.
So I was gonna say, the different, one of the things with Kwik is he's more than just, of course, a producer or whatever, because he's an artist and he's an engineer. Like the dude be mixing people's projects and stuff too. So like doing all that kind of stuff, you can't really just be focused on beats. And if you think about it too, like Rick Rock has made a ton of beats for a ton of different artists. Yeah. You don't really know of a whole bunch of people that rapped on Kwik's beats. You know what I'm saying? Like
really
it'd be Kwik
exclusive.
It's exclusive for him. Like I think he did some stuff on. I don't know if he produced on Jay-Z's album or he might have engineered. Yeah, I think he produced on one of Jay-Z's albums. But he doesn't really do a whole lot of production for a ton of different people. It's either people directly in his camp, and like that's pretty much it.
I respect that though.
You know.
I mean, before you put into, if you're gonna have a camp and you're gonna have a team, before you go giving anything else to anyone outside of that, it'd be smart to kind of, you know, pour into what you got going on. So
exactly.
That's cool. So, all right, Kwik. That was an easy answer for you. I mean, obviously, you've been around the brother for about almost 15 years. So.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, man, this one's controversial, though, all right? All right. Babyface or Teddy Riley, and we're not gonna talk about anything that happened at the Versus. We're not talking about what happened at the Versus. genuinely, who do you think?
I'm gonna have to go with. I'm gonna have to go with Teddy.
Yes. All right.
I'm gonna have to go with Teddy.
Swing.
Okay. Yeah. The reason I'm gonna go with Teddy is because a lot of the big records that we knew of back in the day, we didn't even know that this dude was the one producing them joints. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like
Rump Shaker.
Not even the show. This is called a show. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about like back in the first, some of the first. Some of the first hip hop stuff.
Yeah.
You know.
You said the show. I was like, I'm
this is called a
couple
show.
Of generations to it.
You know what I'm saying? All that.
Ooh.
And I mean, like, Babyface produced a lot of stuff that we all know too, and wrote a lot of records. But I feel like Teddy's music was a little bit more impactful, personally,
influential for you.
In my
me too
sound.
And not because I love Babyface and what he do too, but man, Teddy was the man.
Yes,
all
sir.
right, cool. So if you had your choice, what would it be, DJ or producer?
Producer.
Off top.
Off top.
So you enjoy making the music more than you do
for sure
playing other people's music at parties.
Facts.
Personal experience.
Yeah. Well, for one, like producing. Regardless of if I'm like making a beat specifically for an artist or selling somebody music or whatever, or making music for syncs or whatever, right? It's still like more of a independent owner's perspective. Sometimes when you DJ events and DJ for functions or whatever else, you turn into the help depending on like
we want this, play that, and this is it.
Exactly.
And then you got people coming up to.
I don't know. I don't, because I haven't DJed no kind of events where, like within the last, I don't even know how many years,
right.
DJed any kind of events where I turn into the help. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But of course, like being a DJ and younger or whatever, I was DJing all kinds of functions. DJing weddings and you know, quinceañeras and birthday parties.
Anybody that wanted to DJ, right?
You know what I'm saying? Right. DJing at high schools and all kinds of stuff or whatever. And then, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that stuff was cool, me, you know, getting my name known. And as long as the function was a cool function, then it was a cool situation. Right. But I've been in some of those situations where I was like irritated as hell DJing. Right. You know what I'm saying? Where I was like, I can't wait till this is over. You know what I'm saying? People like asking me 1,000 questions and trying to tell me what to play. I remember one party I DJed. It was such a horrible experience. But it was I was actually covering for my guy Reg Henny. I was DJing this function and it was a 18-year-old's graduation party. And then like a 60-some-year-old retirement party at the exact same time, right? Together. So then I had like all the younger kids coming up, hey, could you play Justin Bieber? Could you play this and this and this? And I'm like, yeah, I got you, right? So I'm playing the music for them and then people come up to me, what are you doing? Could you play Elvis?
You like, wait a minute.
I'm like, hey.
Y'all better tighten up and figure out what y'all want to hear around here. Because it ain't going to be Elvis and Bieber.
And you know what I'm saying? Like,
I can get y'all blended the two.
See, the thing is, right, like, it wasn't even the people that, it wasn't even the people whose party it was that was doing the main, like
bossing around.
But it was some a family friend that was basically telling me everything, like kept on like basically stressing me out for no reason. Because otherwise, like I could read the crowd. I'm a real DJ. I can literally tell, okay, this record I'm gonna play right now. I got these people dancing. Okay, cool. Now to get those people dancing, now let me play this kind of record or whatever. Then I could see. Okay, because the real DJ, you're supposed to be able to read the crowd.
That's what I don't understand about people that hire DJs. Mm-hmm. If you hiring a DJ, you're trusting in the fact that he or she understands what type of event this is, what type of demographic of people is there, and what they would like to hear. Yeah. That's why they're DJs.
Facts. And literally, that whole beginning part of it, was stressing me out until I got irritated to where the lady just kind of like let me be or whatever.
Right.
When she did that, literally from
the party was
moment,
jumping.
Man, I'm talking about like every person was dancing from that point all the way to the very end of the party. I even extended me DJing for a whole extra hour because I was like,
now I can get y'all what I've been trying to do.
Exactly. Just because I don't do nothing where my name is bad. You know what I'm saying? Like I try to make sure everybody is happy and satisfied with whatever my work is.
We're not going to leave with nobody leaving no smut on my name. Well, I hired him, but I don't really like how he did. No, I killed it.
Yeah,
I even stayed an extra hour, so knock it off, right? I like that, man.
So it ended up being turned up, but outside all that, if I could just do one thing out of all the things I do, if I did one thing, it would just be make beats and produce.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know what? If I was a DJ, man, when all else fails, I put some Bruno Mars on.
Nowadays, that would be it though. Bruno Mars bridges the gap.
Yeah, he bridges the gap, right? I like
got the old, the young.
What y'all trying to do? Now we got old people out there, what? 24 karat magic.
Turned
up. You know what I'm saying? Hey, something like that. All right, so you're making it through rapid fire. It ain't been that rapid, but I like it because you're giving us detailed information about why you're choosing these answers. The last one will probably be pretty simple: podcast or TV.
Sheesh. I like the podcast stuff with my peoples.
Okay.
I haven't did enough TV stuff yet.
Okay. Now I'm just saying, you like watching TV or watching podcast? Look, this I gotta ask these questions different to rap. He said, "Well, I ain't in enough TV yet." I mean, that leads me to my next question. You know, I did mention earlier, this brother has worked with Google. This brother has worked with CNBC. This brother has also worked with, who else you work with? Netflix.
Yeah.
Okay, that's big, brother. And that's why I told you like my biggest guest I ever had on this show.
Oh, that's hilarious.
And you was being all humble earlier, and I was like, no, I'm dead serious. I don't know anybody that's been able to take their craft you took your craft so serious, actually, that your craft has now opened up all these doors for you. And I think, that's important for people to hear. Figure out what you want to do in life, attack it, go 110% if you have it.
Yep.
And then the rest will come. Stop worrying about all this other stuff. People are too about the instant gratification. I want 1 million views and I want to go viral and I want the chain like Lil Baby and I want to be like this. But guess what?
You can't get 1 million views if you don't get 2 views.
Right. It starts with 2. And them 2 viewers got to be so mesmerized that they tell 2, 3 more people, and then it starts to kind of grow. So just focus on mastering that craft. So like when you seen the one turntable and the mixer at Too Tall's house, and you said, man, let me mess around with this. And then you immediately told your mom, I don't care about the new shoes. I don't care about the new clothes. I don't want no candy. I don't want no cake, nothing. Give me some music equipment. Yep. And that's when you know you're passionate about something.
Facts.
And I salute you, man.
I appreciate it. Look, I'm over here doing it right now, trying to
I ain't done enough TV yet. not enough yet. Look, that's what I'm talking about.
I'm trying, man.
Hey, TV world, y'all heard him. It ain't enough. He wants more roles. He wants something else.
Yeah, give me some.
He wants to make some more.
Give me some.
Like, you ever do like, you know how they have like different beats and stuff in movies and scary movies and different stuff? Like, you do that kind of stuff too?
Yeah, that's how I did all the the
work with the networks and stuff like that.
All placements in different TV shows or movies and stuff.
How is that? How is that making those?
Oh, it's cool. Really, to tell you the truth, it's doing what I already do, but then just formatting it different. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like for syncs or whatever, you can't have like no long intros, no 16-bar verses and all that kind of stuff because they're not even gonna play the music probably even that long. Right. And if they are, they're not gonna
snippet.
Yeah, well, snippets, but then it's got to transition kind of fast to wherever it's gonna go, or it's got to be playing for a certain amount of time. just so that you got to give them options or whatever so that they could be able to use it for whatever they're going to use it for. Like a lot of beats that I make for artists or whatever, if I don't end up like selling the exclusive beat to artists, those end up on shows. You know what I'm saying? Right now, I got a bunch of beats on BET, Tyler Perry's show, All the Queen's Men.
Oh, snap.
Yeah. And I just got a message the other day that I got some new music on season 2 coming up.
So they liking it.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
That's big, man.
But yeah, I mean, it's doing the same exact stuff I was already doing. It's just having new avenues to like push the music, you know what I mean?
Right, absolutely, man.
Yep.
So, I mean, we gotta get. I mean, I could talk to you forever, man. I got so many
Facts, no.
All right, so this is what I'm gonna ask you. This is gonna be my last question for you, man.
All right.
Talk to me about one of those events that made you feel like you kind of like transitioned from like I'm this local Oceanside DJ to being more on this global scale. Cause I'm gonna say you're global now. You're not GQ from Juice where we're like, oh no, you're just local. No, you global now.
That's hilarious.
You know what I'm saying? So I want to know, like, what was one of those events that you worked or something you were a part of that was like, yo man, this is actually like this is nice. I'm actually here. Like I'm getting there. You know what I'm saying? What was that for you?
I don't know, man. I ain't had it yet.
Oh, okay. So
you know
still
I'm grinding.
Still grind mode.
I mean, I've had plenty.
So how was the DJing for Rick Ross thing then?
That was awesome, actually.
That was tight.
Yeah, it was dope. Actually, I got to give props to Mitchie Slick for that.
You said that was the alley-oop, huh?
Yep.
Mitchie Slick from Dago.
Okay. Some cats from Maybach tapped in with him. And then he hit me and was like, yo, you want to DJ for Rick Ross? I was actually supposed to go to my brother's house and have a barbecue, kick it. I was like, hell yeah, I'll DJ for that.
Rick Ross? Come on, man. Sorry, y'all. I'll see you. We can barbecue
we gonna have to
Ross ain't going to be here next week.
You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy.
And it was cool, too, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? I go to the festival, because it was it was the Baked Festival in San Diego, so it was like a 420 festival on the beach.
Yeah.
It was fly. And he was the headliner. So then I basically, tapped in back and forth with his manager, setting up, the time to meet up and all that kind of stuff or whatever. I go down to the venue. They already got me straight, took me into the trailer. They had like about 1,000 bottles of Bel Air and all kinds of stuff.
I'm right at home. I see every picture I seen you in, there was a Bel Air bottle somewhere. Exactly. I was like, you weren't even touching them. Some of the time, you DJing Bel Air bottle right here. Rick Ross, Bel Air. I was like, okay, it's looking pretty intense over there.
Yeah. And then so they had just left. When I first made it down there, they had just left to go run and change clothes and all that kind of stuff or whatever, because they had been there for a while. So I'm in the, joint by myself, just like setting up because they had sent me all the records or whatever, all the show disc versions of all the songs. And so I just put everything on my computer, got stuff straight or whatever on my Serato and just waited, you know what I'm saying? And ate food, had drinks, just chilled, you know what I'm saying? Because they was just, the promoters of the event was just taking care of me, like, whatever you need, Rack, anything you need, just let us know. And then I started going up on stage setting up, and then Ross made it. So then, but they went and grabbed me like, yo, Ross want to holler at you, man. Come to the trailer. So I'm like, all right, cool. So then I just went in there and sat with him for like 15, 20 minutes, just chopping it up and, going over all the songs. And then what's so ill is like, he was asking my opinion on like what records we should do. You know what I'm saying?
Which goes back to respecting your thoughts as a DJ.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah. Like literally respected, you know what I'm saying? Me as a DJ respected this being, Dago, my area, all that kind of stuff.
Oh, that too.
So he was like, what do you think about this song? You think that'll be good? It's like, yeah, we could do this one, we could do that one. Oh, okay, dope. And he was like, okay, so let's do that. Let's move this one to this. So we just sat there together and figured out the whole set. Man. And then he just basically was like, yo, it's on you. Like, you tell me when to come out. Like, it's on, you know what I'm saying?
So you come out, you start DJing, you getting the crowd hype. Y'all ready to see my man Rick Ross? Yeah. I mean, because I go to festivals all the time. Yeah. And like when I look at what the DJ's doing, I'm like, he's literally prepping the crowd to have the right energy when this artist comes out. Because if that artist come out and he don't feel like he getting that right energy, that show ain't going, it's going to go from 1 hour to 30 minutes.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
You know, so that's what people don't understand. I just
felt the flow with him or whatever. Yeah. You know, played the records when I needed to, took his cues. Like, basically just read his body language pretty much, because we didn't talk about, like, when I say this, drop this.
Right,
you know what I'm saying? Like, none of that kind of stuff. So I just fed off of however I felt he was going and just dropped the records when we were supposed to.
Really DJing.
And dog, it was so ill, though, because, like, you know, I still got a relationship with Maybach right now off of that situation. Because he was like, after the end of the show, whenever he comes up to me, he's like, yo, you held me down, yo. You know what I'm saying? You held me down. He's like, yo, anything you need from me, yo, you let me know.
That's dope, man.
I was like, yeah, man, shit, I produce, man. You know what I'm saying? I want to make some beats, send you some beats or something. He was like, is that it? He was like, yo, come by the hotel,
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I went and linked with them cats afterwards.
But see, that's the thing, man, when it goes back to that good energy, man, and you coming in, like you said earlier, you don't want to be trying to, you know, soon as you seen him earlier and you went to the trailer, you could have been like, hey, man, I make beats too. Like,
I know.
And that would have killed you. Probably like, you ain't even focused. Like, no, we got a show right now. We're not talking about your beats.
I know,
you know what I'm saying?
Fact. So I waited until after I did a good job.
Until you waited until he said, what do you want? And he was like, still like, really, man, just here's a couple beats and put them on your next album. So that'd be cool. You can give them to the other artists. I don't care.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that's dope, man. I'm super proud of you, man.
I appreciate it, man.
I respect what you do. I respect your craft and the work that goes into it, man. Seriously.
Dope, like, I appreciate you.
You know, we all in our own avenues, and I don't think people understand what it takes to be great in your individual fields. We can take it for granted easily. There's a lot of people that's like, oh man, all you do is just come up with a playlist and just play it on. No, it's more than that.
That's pretty much what kind of killed like
DJing, because people think that's what they can do.
Exactly.
The auxiliary cord. Just give me the aux.
Give me the aux. I got you.
You killing it. That's why half the people outside right now smoking. You got another half that's sitting down, and you only got 3 people dancing right now.
Yo, you know, for real, I like stopped DJing for like a few years. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause I was up there, you know, being younger DJing, it wasn't no problem to like, you know, DJ somebody's function or whatever and just get paid the money and all that kind of stuff.
You play the most popular music that came out recently and you good.
You know what I'm saying? But then it was a transition. Like when people started using Serato, like it was a lot of people that were just getting the program and just getting some stuff that didn't really know how to DJ yet. And they were like lowballing cats. Like basically like, oh, okay, you getting paid $500 a DJ? I'll do it for $200.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I got all kinds of music because I can download all these MP3s from Napster. You know what I'm saying?
That's when you start feeling like, damn, we need a DJ union so we can at least keep the price at a certain level.
Exactly. Right. But see, before there wasn't none of that because like when you really DJ'd a function, like a cat used to have like, if you were part of DJ record pools and all that kind of stuff, then you would have like new records that nobody else could really even get, like white label records and all that kind of stuff or whatever. Right. So then it was like a whole different thing. You hired a DJ because you knew for a fact that this cat is tapped in. He'll be able to he'll play some stuff that you probably never even heard before. You know what I'm saying? Something that's probably gonna blow up in the next few months, but he done got it early. Because he's a part of some different crews and all that kind of stuff.
Paying for it.
Yeah, but then when Serato came out, everybody could download the same music. So then promoters started feeling like, well, I pay this guy all this money when I can pay this guy.
That same sound through him.
Exactly.
That dumbed down the music too.
Yeah.
That dumbed it down, I think.
So I wasn't gonna take the lesser pay. I was like, well, I'm just gonna keep making beats then. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna just do all the studio work.
Y'all gonna still hear my beats. They're gonna be the same beats that they playing at that party that he's DJing for $200. Exactly. I don't do that
I ain't
no
doing
more.
That. Yeah.
I don't do the $200 no more. I was making $50 a DJ party when I was 13, 14.
Exactly.
You can't come to me with no hundreds. No, we need to talk about some K's. I need to go thousands.
Yep, facts.
Man, that's love, man. All right, well, we can't end this without making sure that our guests know how to keep in contact with you, man. So give me your apps.
For sure.
Tell them about Monster Mondays. Obviously, it's on Mondays when it drops. Yep. Tell us when we can expect our
Fresh Meat Fridays.
Fresh Meat Fridays, man.
Soon. Fresh Meat Fridays will be happening sometime soon.
We're not going to put no date on that one. No, we're not going to put no date on that one.
Yeah,
but tell them about, tell them how they can keep in contact with you, man. Monster Mondays. All right. And anything else you got going on. What's next for DJrek?
For sure. So, I'm DJrek on all platforms. It's DJrek. So DJrek on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. You know what I'm saying?
We'll be providing those links.
Type that joint in.
To the left, to the right, one above. It will be provided.
Pretty easy. You can Google your boy.
Yes, he's Googleable.
I'm Googleable. You know what I'm saying? And Monster Mondays comes on Monday nights at 8 p.m. On the West Coast.
Okay.
On the Dash Network, on the Delicious Vinyl station.
Yes, sir.
And that now is on all streaming platforms.
Nice.
Yeah, we started putting it on all the other streaming platforms, and also make sure y'all check out the Toonies, which is an animated cartoon that that me and the homies did a lot of the production and songwriting for.
Who's doing the art?
It's one of these animation companies in LA. I can't remember right now.
Oh, word.
In the beginning, DreamWorks was supposed to be doing all that stuff or whatever, but it's actually two different animation companies that create all the artwork for the Toonies. Wow. And it actually is put together basically by Good Music, by Kanye's label.
I know Good Music.
Ricky Anderson.
That's incredible, man.
Yeah, so everybody put your kids on that, you know what I'm saying? It's got bomb, you know what I'm saying?
Hey, we need to get the
urban, real hip hop and
for them,
R&B type stuff.
For them, that's dope.
Kids, you know
man, they need to stop because we can't have them listening to our music no more.
Hell no.
I don't even know if I should be listening to some of this stuff.
Right?
I ain't gonna lie. I'm feeling a little nervous and uncomfortable. My anxiety's kicking up.
Exactly.
No, that's dope, man. So the Toonies, man, y'all stay tuned for the Toonies. Y'all make sure y'all check out Monster Mondays, man. And y'all make sure that y'all go follow my man DJrek on all platforms.
Yep, and make sure if y'all trying to get into the lab and work with your boy and some of the people on the team, holler at us at the SoundLounge SD on IG. And we'll critique. We'll check you out and see if your vibe is right. And,
man, bring that. Hey, we working on nothing but positive vibrations, man. Come positive, man. You know what I mean? Come peaceful. Come with respect.
Yeah, facts. That's all we need right there.
That's it.
Peace and respect. Dude.
Peace, love, and respect. And guess what? We can get this thing done, man. So y'all make sure y'all tap in with my boy, because he's making some of them fire slaps, man.
You gotta do it.
Right now, what I like to do is shout out our 3 latest subscribers, which is my man JRock40, straight from Oside. Actually, it's crazy because this episode's on right now. If you are not already following the Peace Watchers on IG, follow them. Make sure you go to the Apple Store, download the Peace Watchers app now. Shaheed Marshall. Excuse me, brother or sister. Shaheed. Shaheed, that sounds like a brother.
It's one of the
Shaheed Marshall, salute. And thank you for subscribing to our channel, man. Make sure you tell a friend to tell a friend. And then we got Ryan Tugas. Shout out to you for following the Hot Seat Podcast as well. With that being said, man, it's the Hot Seat Podcast, man. We stay trying to deliver hot guests with hot topics. Man, we are now streaming on all streaming platforms as well. So if you don't have time to sit down and watch an episode, jump on Anchor, jump on Stitcher, jump on Spotify, jump on Apple Music. We ain't giving you no excuses, man. You can listen to it on the way to work, on the way home, in the gym, wherever you are, man. So again, we appreciate your support. And it's your boy Trees Trim signing on. And again, I'm with the one and only Oceanside's very own DJ Rek. Yeah.
My
Thanks
God.
for watching. See y'all next time.
Yeah.